Yeah, g'day Kenyon as well to another Workshop Wednesday. Got asked recently about rope maintenance, so I thought I'd just run through a little bit of what I do. Obviously make sure you're looking up your rope manufacturer's recommendations and follow those, but this is just a few little tips what I do. When I get a brand new rope, first thing I do, throw it in a bucket of water, let it dry out, soak it again in another bucket of water, let it dry out again, helps shrink the sheath to the core. After I do that, I'll set it up as though I'm going to do a throw and go, but horizontally, and just drag it through a descender horizontally, both strands together, and that just pulls the sheath nice and tightly onto the core. I find it works pretty good. Other than that, I don't do a great deal of maintenance with my ropes. If I'm doing a really gritty, sandy sort of canyon, the rope's covered in sand, I'll try and wash it off in the stream before I abseil on it, pack it up. I'll wash it off before I chuck it in the bag. If it's really dirty, I might bring it home, give it a hose off after the trip. In extreme circumstances, I might give it a bit of a wash. Now when I wash it, I just use pure soap, so something like a Lux flake that doesn't have any oils or anything like that in it. I'll give it a quick bath in a bit of that. And again, a really good rinse. I don't want any of that chemical to stay on my rope. So it's pretty much what I do for washing ropes and looking after them. For inspecting them, just a little tip for you. Visual inspection is really good. Physical inspection is what I like to do. So I know when most people wrap up their ropes, they tend to do a butterfly over their shoulders. What I tend to do, and you don't have to do it every time, just every now and again, but do a butterfly on my hand. So I'm actually going to do these ones, and as I'm doing this, I'm feeling the rope with my hand. I'm also looking at it, and I'm going to go all the way along my rope, and what I'm doing, I'm feeling for anything that's a bit different. Now if I'm doing this with my rope all the time, I know what my rope feels like, so when something's different it should really stand out. Other than that, let's say I'm looking for anything that's fluffy, floppy, lumpy or stiff. How's that for a way to remember things? And I'm just going to go through the rope now. If I do find something, I'm going to have a bit of a look. I can see here there's a bit of fluff, but that's actually not my rope, it's just a bit of fluff that's picked up from somewhere else. So really easy visual inspection. If I've got a lump in it, I'm going to try and bend the rope over. Now if that rope bends all the way over and lays flat against itself, the core's cut. There's just nothing giving it any support in center there, so I know I've either got to cut that, make two ropes out of it, or get rid of the rope altogether. Now, as soon as I started doing this, I've already felt there's a bit of fluffiness here in my rope. Now, if I've got one or two little bits of fluff in one spot, it's not going to bother me, but if I've got a big area of fluffiness, and I'll show you this, you can see that's a couple of strands there are cut. They're all in the same spot, so I mean, I'm not real comfortable with that. And rule of thumb is, you know, this thing holds you up, stops you plummeting from your death. So if you're not 100% confident in it, retire it. You can do lots of stuff with old ropes. Something like that, it was just that spot, cut it, make two ropes, shorten it up, it's nice and close to the end. If it's in a couple of spots, I might just say, look, that rope's served its day, let's repurpose it. Keep a couple in my ute for towing friends out of bogs, won't mention any names. But yeah, I've got some of them in. You can get all creative, make yourself a doormat. I gave a couple of old ropes to a mate who made like one of those spider webs for his kid's treehouse, made one of those up. Something where you're going to fall a metre, not going to fall 100 metres. So yeah, so basically that's pretty much what I do with my rope, is just keep them clean, give them an inspection at least every couple of trips. But you know, if you're doing this, I mean, it's just my habit that when I'm butterflying a rope, I do it in my hand so I can feel the rope and I'm looking at it as I go, and you know, irregularities really stick out. So anyway, that's what I do. As I said, follow your ropes manufacturer's recommendations. Stay safe out there. Hope to catch you out there. Cheers.